Inside Out's about this young girl, Riley, who's 11 years old, and and the movie takes place partially in the real world and partially inside her head, and we meet her emotions. And the driving factor, the person who's been driving Riley her whole life, is Joy, played by Amy Poehler, and and she's 11 when the movie starts, and her family, this big kind of thing happens in her life, is that they move to San Francisco, and it's not, it's a whole new set of friends, it's a smaller house, it's just a giant change in her life happens, and so there's giant external change happening in her life, but there's also internal change happening as well, which I think everyone can relate to when you get to a certain age. I play Fear, and he's kind of this weird little purple guy in a bow tie. We kind of, so he's like, he was middle management kind of guy. And he protects Riley. He kind of, um, you know, he assesses every situation. Joy is kind of the motivating factor in Riley's life, up to this point that the movie starts. And so, Joy's always wanting to try things and do things, and Fear is just there to just give an assessment of this is what could go wrong. And it's usually a very long list of things that could go wrong. And then he's usually ignored. Fear, my character, or disgust, Mindy Kaling, or anger, Lewis Black, or sadness, played by Phyllis Smith, they all start to creep in there a little bit more and take control, and these emotions are constantly at odds with each other. And that's what's so brilliant about the movie, is that the dialogue we have, as the emotions, are very much like the conversations you have in your head. you know should I do that? We shouldn't do that. Well, if we do that, we're gonna, it's that's the dialogue that we're having, is what you think of in your head, which is really brilliant. Amy Poehler plays Joy, and I've known Amy for like 10 years, and she is Joy in life. I mean, she is that person. She's not really, she's always been just this wonderful, bubbly, effervescent person. And when I started SNL, she was so inclusive and made me feel such at ease. And she's just this like beautiful, beautiful person. So I think there's only one person that could have played Joy, and that's Amy. This movie is genuinely funny, and it's a great adventure. It's incredibly imaginative. Um, but like what these guys do so well, especially Pete had done in Up and Monsters Inc., is incredibly emotional and incredibly moving in a very grounded and real way.